What's up, everybody? It's your favorite podcast, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Memorial Day. It's exciting. Hope everyone's having a wonderful time out there. Enjoy your family, friends, loved ones. Get you a nice little drink. Definitely watch some NBA basketball. You definitely have to, because it's been popping out there. I gotta say that. Like, I want to give a quick couple shout outs, Jason Tatum, you out there doing your thing, big fella. Trey Young, you pissed me off a little bit. You messing up my predictions, but it is what it is. Who else we got here? The Bucks. Ooh, the Bucks swept the Heat. Shout out to them. And most notably for me, at least, the Lakers and Suns. No one can say, oh, well, we had an injury as an excuse for you losing the series. Sorry. Doesn't cut it. We both had them. So that's most notable for me. Now, on the WNBA side, at least, we have Dan Hughes, who just retired. Now, he's the Seattle Storm's head coach. He had injury, or he had like health-related issues, so he's retired. But they just won last year. Now, he didn't coach them in the bubble, but it struck me. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that was gonna happen. So shout outs to him. And then we also have Noel Quinn, who is now the head coach of the Seattle Storm. So shout out to Noel. Hopefully you do your thing. And shout out to the Storm. That's a pretty big change. So even though they did win it again without their head coach, I just wanted to note that. But in other news, J. Cole. I told y'all about J. Cole last week. He's not playing the Rwanda League anymore. His wife came back and was like, you know what? You got this middle child, first child, and last child to worry about. Like, get your ass over here. Like, bring that ass here, boy. Like DC Young Fly style. So, he's going to be doing his albums and music career. Might come back in the league at some point in time. So, I'll keep y'all up to date on that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get on started with the games of the week. Or at least the game of the week, because it's NBA playoffs. So I can't say one particular game. All of them are games of the week. So, WNBA side, coming up. All right, so my games of the week, ladies and gentlemen. You know how this goes. I tell you which one to watch. At least my favorite one to watch, at least for this week. So, as I stated, the NBA playoffs is coming on. All of them are games of the week. So for the WNBA season, as you see on the screen, we have a couple of notable games to watch. But the one I choose to watch out of all of these that you see on the screen, Aces versus Liberty. And the reason why, we have Liz Cambage, Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray versus Bethany Laney, Sabrina Ionescu, and Michaela Anuare. This game should be solid. Now, let's break this down. The Aces are actually pretty decent in the standings right now. Like, I think third, if I'm not mistaken. And the New York Liberty, again, they drafted Sabrina Ionescu, and they were in the lottery again this year. They're now fourth. Oh, they're close, this is pretty tough now. The triple-double queen going up against the former MVP, reigning MVP. And not to mention Liz Cambage. Oh, and we're throwing in Chelsea Gray as well. And this is a young squad. They're missing Natasha Howard. She just messed up her ACL, so she's out about 4 to 6 weeks. We'll see how that comes along afterwards. It's a lot to digest. I know. I understand that. But this Liberty team, they are capable. They have a lot of scoring potential on this lineup, or with their lineup. They're young, they're fast, they're mobile. They can outscore this Ace team, especially if they're hitting. But this Ace team is pretty big, and they have good experience. So for the winner for this one, the Aces should pull it out. I expect to see a solid game from Asia Wilson. Liz Cambage should probably dominate herself. Like, they're both taller than most of the players on the Liberty, so it's an easy one. Not an easy one. And honestly, this should be an interesting series. We'll see 2 more games like this next week. So hint, this could be a rematch. So I'll be able to dissect this a little bit more. But Aces, I'll bet first go round, it should be theirs. But hey, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. And you know what time it is? Motivational post. All right, so my motivational post, who do I have for you guys, right? You know how it goes. Well, Giannis. As you see on the screen, he says as follows. There's a saying, don't play with your food. And that's exactly what the Bucks did. They didn't play with their food at all. The Heat, you guys were barbecue chicken this year. I'm sorry, champ. Like, I'm actually quite disappointed in you guys. You couldn't get one game. I understand the Bucks improved. Yes, but you can't get one game. That just shows how good the Bucks and Giannis performed this season so far in the playoffs. So he's answered a couple of questions. And, hey, sweeping and having this type of mindset, it reminds you of the Mamba a little bit. So maybe we'll see Giannis in the Eastern Conference Finals this year. Possibility. He can get past the Nets, but he's not going to play around with them either, as he stated before. So again, I just want to give a shout out to Giannis and the Bucks. They didn't play with their food. Seems like they're not playing around this year. But hey, you already know what time it is. Next post. We got our start, bench, and cut section going on for y'all. So stay tuned, and we're going to get this thing popping. All right, so my start, bench, and cut, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an interesting one, right? Because it's a little bit different than normal. I'm kind of mixing in, I'm kind of fusing fun fact with start, bench, and cut. But, we're going to put it on the start, bench, and cut. So here we go. Which fun fact, I guess, are you more surprised at? The fact that LeBron James has averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, but yet has never actually had a game where he scored 27 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and got 7 assists in the NBA. Now, he did do it in the McDonald's All-American game, but again, I said in the NBA. Or are you more surprised at the fact that Caitlyn Jenner actually played in the NBA? Well, Bruce Jenner, but technically, all right, technically Bruce played in it, but Caitlyn Jenner, we know who that is, right? And then Yao Ming. Did you know he was deaf? He was deaf in one ear, like his left ear. He was deaf, bro. So that means you can't hear plays. It's astonishing. Which one would you start? Which one would you bench? And which one would you cut in terms of surprise? Because for me, it's easy. I'm starting Yao. Like, what? The fact that this man was able to battle up against Shaquille O'Neal and Dirk Nowitzki's and the Kevin Garnett's and the people like that, and you were still an all-star every season in your career, and you were deaf in one ear? That's impressive, bro. That's pretty impressive. And then for my bench, I'm going to have to go with Braun. Because the fact that this man has played in 1,310 games and has not, in counting. So we'll see, maybe it changes. We'll see. Who knows? But the fact that he's played in that many games and has averaged this, but never got that in a game, that's wild. That's actually wild. Like, you would think in that many games he would get that. So I thought that is my bench. And then my cut might be a little bit unfair, but I knew Bruce Jenner already played in the NBA, or at least I heard of it. It wasn't as surprising to me. But maybe some of these weren't as surprising to you as they were to me. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who would you start, bench, and cut in terms of which one was most surprising? Again, that's how we're going with this. But hey, like I said, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. And we're gonna go on to the Whack E post. Pay attention. Well, I'll explain next section. Alright, so my Whack E post. Again, pay attention. I said Whack E, not Whack Key. Okay, because the reason why Whack E is, well, this one is whack, and I'm kind of on E with the situation. So, to the fans out there who sat up there and wanted to throw shit at Trae Young, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, all of y'all are trash. Y'all are soft. I don't believe you're grown men. I think you're little kids, little boys, and I know for a fact in real life you would not do any of these. So I have no respect for you whatsoever. The words that I really want to use, I'm not going to use on my platform. And I know damn well that if you were to spit on anybody in real life, that's your ass. Like, you're getting an ass whooping for that one. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut corners. I'm not going to sugarcoat that much. I will say that. Like, you will get your ass whooped easily. So people, oh my God, stop faking like you know you can do things to people and have no repercussions. Like, to the gentleman who threw a bottle at Kyrie Irving. Yes, he stepped on your home court. All right, whatever. Like, he stepped on Lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin Garnett made a post about it. Like, oh, are we not going to acknowledge the fact that he stepped on Lucky? Well, he's keeping it there, so I'm cool with that. But throwing stuff at Kyrie? No. Not at all. And if those security guards weren't there, it's a whole L. A whole L. Now, let's say, for example, we have a situation where Trae Young gets spat on and he retaliates. I bet you good money that fan's gonna sue him. Like, but instead Trae Young doesn't do anything. So I want to commend Trae Young for actually taking the high road in this manner. Even though I think 9 times out of 10 people would usually sue that person. Because it's ignorant, it's stupid. And honestly, we should have made an example of that person. They wanted to be ignorant, fine. I think everything that happened to them would have been just fine. Same with Buddy who threw the popcorn at Russell Westbrook. It's uncalled for. It's so uncalled for. And Russ actually will beat your ass. Like, please don't get that twisted. On the streets? Ooh. Like, I hate the fact that fans are just coming out in to get publicity, and I'm glad that people are actually getting arrested and taken out. Like, finally we got somebody to be arrested, and hopefully we can continue to have people like escorted out. I want people's names to actually be mentioned out as well, such as Cole Buckley. I want to see more instances where we know the person's name, because now Cole Buckley, well, he's the person who threw the bottle at Kyrie Irving. So the fact that we know his name, that's good. Because we know for a fact, Trae Young, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, if they had gone back at those fans, it would have been an issue. So to me, I'm not a big person of these type of fans. I think y'all are ignorant. I think you I think you're probably racist bastards who need to actually leave the sport. Keep it clean, people. Let's keep this clean. Please, that's all I ask. Like, matter of fact, we be more like the fans who were interacting with Richard Jefferson. Please.
Richard, can you tell my wife hi? Hi!
You see what I'm saying? Like, why can't we be that casual, bro? Why can't we be that casual? It should be that simple. But hey, like I said, that's my whack post. I'm tired of seeing this shit. Let's evolve it. Please, people, let's make this game easier. These are human beings out here. Come on now. But hey, y'all know what time it is. Let's go on to the next post. It's the Turn Me Up post. Hey, it's a new segment. I'll explain next segment. All right, so I told y'all, turn me up post. Hey, turn me up post. Let's go. What is this actually? It's a new segment. I just want to highlight some folk, give a little shout out. Everyone's getting a little turmoil out there here and there. So I, again, just want to give a little shout out to some folks. So with that being said, let's go ahead and turn up some folk. Turn me up, baby. Who we got up here first? I want to talk about Jason Tatum, because Jason Tatum is actually hooping. And he lived up to my expectations, people. He lived up to my expectations. Why? He got a game in against these Brooklyn Nets, this big three. And he did so with a crippled Kemba Walker. Not crippled, but he's injured. And a non-existent Jaylen Brown, because he's injured as well. Not to mention Robert Williams is out as well. The Celtics are critically crippled, and Jason Tatum was able to help get them a game. For me, that's huge. I'm a big fan of Jason Tatum. I'm glad he was able to do it. That's showcasing he's going to be a star in the future. Might even be next season. He might even be considered a star now. A superstar at that. So I was excited about that for Jason Tatum. I'm excited for the Boston Celtics. Hopefully Jason Tatum might want to come to my Lakers at some point in time. Kobe was on it, baby. I'm just letting you know. There's your idol. That was your idol. Now, another person I wanted to turn me up for, Trae Young. That's right. It's always good to have a Trae on the squad, right? Reason why. This man, well, he's kind of pissed me off to the process, like just a little bit, because he messed up my prediction. I thought they were going to lose to the Knicks in 7. It was going to be a close game, close series. Nah, he's busting that tail. So, in fact, when I'm thinking that these guys are actually going to, make it close, they pull away. When I think the Knicks are going to extend stuff, the Hawks come back. So, Trae Young is the centerpiece of that. As a result, I had to highlight the man because, again, he's hooping. He's hooping. Ooh, that's what's going on in New York right now. And it ain't winter time, baby. It ain't winter time. It's Trae time. It's Ice Trae time. Now, who else do I want to talk about? Well, Luka Doncic. Luka has been busting tails. He's injured, so that kind of messed up things a little bit now. But before that injury, that back spasm, that shoulder, whatever it was, he was giving it to the Clippers. So as a result, I had to give love to Luka. Lucky Luka, because this man shows he's a superstar now. Let him get some defense. We're talking about something special here. So please stay tuned. This man is going to be a showstopper. And I'm not going to be surprised if he, out of all these young talented players, becomes the best player out of the crop. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying he's going to be my pick. I said I would not be surprised. Because again, he's just that talented. 6'8", mobile like that, can shoot like this, play make like this at this young of an age. Yes, you can say Braun. But Braun wasn't this skilled at this age. Just saying. Now, who else do we have? Giannis. Well, I talked about him earlier. So, we're going to talk about Ja Morant. Because Ja Morant has been hooping. I mean, hooping. Turn me up, bro. Because 47 in your first playoff game? Or first playoff career? Or series? For real? That's what we talking about? Like, word, Ja? See, bro, you messing up some stuff for me, champ. You messing up some stuff for me. Like, you're showing that you are at all-star level. Easily. Like, you and some of these younger guards now are at all-star level. And it's going to make the NBA season a little more interesting. Ja Morant is one of these type guards, people. So again, be on the lookout. If not next season, the season after, for Ja Morant to be potentially top 5 point guard. Just saying. But hey, that's all I wanted to talk about for my Turn Me Up segment. So you know what time it is. We got the fun fact. We got the fun facts. Well, alright, so we got fun fact and fantasy, but that's another story for another day. So stay tuned. We can go to the next segment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so my fun... Alright, I was going to say fantasy, but I was going to sound stupid. My fun fact and my fantasy post. What am I going to talk about? Well, let's start with the fun facts, right? Because on this day, today, June 5th, at least when I posted, it is the day where the NBA Board of Governors actually approved of the restart for the 2019-2020 season. So, it's been a year since that happened. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess, right? It was wild. Like, it's really been a whole year since that. That's crazy. We can also talk about today that happened when the Orlando Magic actually went to the finals. And they did so within their first 6 seasons of the organization's history. That's right. That's when we had Shaquille O'Neal, who was on that squad. You also had Dennis Scott up there, 3D, who was dropping buckets, bro. Like, did you know he actually held the most threes in the NBA playoff series which was 28. Now, that was beaten. Well, it was almost beaten by Danny Green in 2013. He came close with 27, so he was just too shy. But you know, close is only in horseshoes. Steph Curry actually beat it. Of course, Steph would beat it, right? 2016, if I'm not mistaken, he beat that thing with about 32 threes. So, shout out to Steph. But again, fun fact. And again, another fun fact on that, they all happened against Braun, at least. Those mentionings I talked about for Danny Green and Steph Curry. Just wanted to say another fun fact. It's fun fact post, baby, so we can keep this fun fact post posting. So, what else I want to talk about? Well, on this day, you remember when Jordan almost dunked the ball? But then he, midway through, he's like, I'm going to just go ahead and fillet this thing on. Fillet. I know I don't sing, it is what it is. So, that's what Jordan's doing, okay? On this day. Again, at least when I post it. So, and I hate it, bro, because it was against my Lakers, too. He did it against the Lakers, dog. Like, he comes down to paint. Sam Perkins made it seem like he was going to jump at him. He doesn't. Jordan's like, you know what? Just in case, let me switch to this left hand. That was tough, bro. That was tough. Like, that's wild. Iconic moment in the in the NBA history. In the NBA's history, boy. How about 1987 NBA Finals, Game 2? We had a couple of records broken that day because my Lakers, that's right, gotta talk about it. My Lakers actually broke records. It was wild. 6 3-pointers. Is it like, that was a lot back in the day, like for NBA. And Michael Cooper did that. The Lakers also shot 61.5% for that game. That was also a record set as well. So, fun facts on that one. Magic Johnson would have broke his own record if he had just gotten 2 more assists, because he had 20 on that day. Like, that's wild. That's why, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, the Lakers even had 44 assists. That was relatively close, like 9 off from the Bucks' 53 assists that they had in the playoffs. So, I mean, that game was pretty wild. And, of course, we won the series 4-2. Ain't no playing with them. You know what I mean? You know what time it is. Hey! So, I just wanted to throw that out there. We're good. We're fine. Nice fun facts. But I did say fantasy post, right? Fantasy post. So, who am I talking about here? Well, I'm going to do one-on-ones for these. We have as follows, as you see on the screen. Arika Ogumuale versus Serena Ionescu. And I got to say, ladies and gentlemen, this one's a good one. This one should be a fine one. You have 2 studs in the WNBA. You really, truly do. Arike, for me personally, I have her as the better player. Is the better overall player currently. She's, she provides more scoring. She's close in assists and rebounds. She has the better defensive stats. And she's like 3 inches shorter. So she's doing all this with less height. Now, again, this is just right now. This doesn't speak for later on because Sabrina's only 2 years in and she injured herself last year, her rookie season. So there's no slight to Serena. I'm just saying, as of right now, Arike, who's been in this league for a couple seasons now, currently might be the better player for me. After this season, maybe even at the end, I might change my tune. But for right now, Arike is a better player. This next one, though, might knock your socks off. Ja Morant versus De'Aaron Fox. I just talked about Ja Morant, right? So you're automatically going to assume that I'm going to pick Ja Morant because he's doing X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third. He's in the playoffs, yes. You can say he's a better leader. Arguable. Like, Ja Morant's actually on a good team. His team is pretty well off right now. They're deep. They didn't have too many injuries outside of Jaren Jackson Jr. And even still, they had a big man to help replace that. who was actually serviceable and versatile enough to play alongside Ja Morant and expand the entire team's game. De'Aaron Fox did not have that, ladies and gentlemen. However, what De'Aaron Fox did have are head-to-head matchups between him and Ja Morant. De'Aaron Fox leads most categories with the exception of assists. I'm talking about points, rebounds, steals, blocks. When I look at them play, De'Aaron Fox looks to be the better player. Again, one-on-one, when they're going up against one another. De'Aaron Fox looks like he's able to stop Ja Morant a little bit easier than Ja Morant is able to stop De'Aaron Fox. Now, this is a right-now scenario, because I do think that Ja Morant will become the better player. And this could be so early as next season. I'm just talking about currently right now. Yes, I understand Ja Morant is in the playoffs and is doing quite well. Again, as I stated, 47 points. Astonishing. But I still think De'Aaron Fox is the better overall player right now. Offense, defense, playmaking, leadership. It's going to De'Aaron Fox. And you can again throw in the playoffs. But playoffs is a team game. Do remember that. Please do remember that. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about both of those one-on-one games. Do you think it's Ja? Do you think it's De'Aaron Fox? Do you think it's Serena? Or do you think it's Enrique? Let me know in the comment section below. But hey, that's all the time I have for you guys. You know what it is. So hope y'all had a wonderful one. But please don't forget to subscribe and comment, like, all that good stuff. Please help grow the channel. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate your support. And hope you all have a wonderful one. Take care.
Oh, I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me.
Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here.